this afternoon. Clearly not one of the better ones. Is that fair?
You make me laugh sometimes.
Well, you can play better. You can play better than that, can't you? Do you think your side can play better?
We've come away to a team that haven't lost yet, away from home. And we've got ourselves a point. We've had to work hard for a point. Sometimes I like to live in people's world where they think everything's going to be perfect. And unfortunately in this game it's not. And I think we've showed today a lot of character to go 1-0 down and come back and get a result. And could have won it in the end. So I'm pleased with my players today. I thought we were the better team first half. Didn't come out quite out of the block second half. It's a poor goal to concede, which I'd like to see again. But after that, you know, we put balls in there. We won a lot of second balls. Newts has put a quality ball in and got himself a goal, whether it's a cross, whether it's a shot, it's a great ball in. And we've got ourselves a very, very important point to take us into Monday.
We said on commentary it was an attritional display from your side. We'd have probably agreed that once Adriano Moke had to go off, it caused a bit of a problem for you. Would you agree with that?
Well, it's always going to create a little bit of problem because we like Mokes to get on the ball and, you know, make things happen and draw players out when we can go and hurt teams in behind, and then you're losing a player that, you know, you're capable of giving the ball to and he's going to keep it. So yeah, there's no doubt, you know, and he could be out for up to 6 to 8 weeks with a pulled thigh now. So, you know, that's a big loss for us, but it's happened. I've put a player on in Souks and then had to make a decision that I don't enjoy doing and taking a sub that's gone on and take him off. But, you know, me and Cassie have to make big decisions of what we're going to do, and in the end I think we got it right.
Let's talk about the 2 goals. The goal you conceded, first of all. Defensively, we couldn't work out if it was one of the defenders who they shouldn't let the ball bounce go over the top, if John Worsnop should have maybe stayed on his line. How do you see it?
I need to see it again, I really do, because where the ball was, you know, I'm looking at the ball over there and I'm not really looking, so I just can't work out why Simon Heslop was last man, and he's stuck it in from probably 8 yards. So, you know, could the goalie have come? Why is Hezzy the last man? I really need, without commenting on it now, it looked a soft goal, it looked a poor goal. Up till then, I thought we edged the game, you know. I thought we were the better team first half. We kept them down to 1 shot in the first half. We didn't have that many, but we had 2 or 3. Our final ball first half was what was missing. You know, we were brave. They played 5. We went and pushed our 3 up against their 3 centre halves. We talked and worked on that during the week, and that's what we was going to do. And it was just the final ball that let us down at times. And
your goal, did you say, was it a cross with a shot? We thought it was probably a cross, yeah. But that's a brilliant ball into the box, isn't it? If it just drops into that far post over the top of the goalkeeper. Because if you had someone on the goal line, he'd just nod a bit in himself.
People say cross shot, you know, and there is such a thing. There is such a thing as a cross shot, because if you whip a ball in towards goal, then you're hoping if somebody doesn't get on the end of it, it's going to do what it done for Newts today. And you know, he's got that quality with his left foot. It's a great ball in. So it was a cross, was it a shot? I'm going to say it was a cross shot.
And it doesn't matter, it ended in the back of the net, didn't it? Do you think he drove your side on towards the back end of that game as well today, Sean Newton?
I think he always does. I just felt when they scored, we just sort of didn't react to how I'd like for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and that's why me and Cass knew we had to change it. I didn't feel Ranks was having his best day today, but then we've got the decision to make, you know, because Souks had already gone on. What do? We have to use Muggy with you know, because unfortunately we do. But listen, other than that, I don't want everybody just to think he's there, because I thought other than that, I thought he done okay, you know, other than his throws today, and made things happen a little bit and won a few second balls. So if he's here, we've signed him because of that reason. And you know, he's pinned them back. It's like throws in our own half. You know, we end up in their 18-yard box. So it's something, you know, a weapon that we like to use, as we call it. So I'm delighted. We've come here and got a point. You know, and getting a point today sets us up for Monday with FC United. Win that, we could actually go above these on Monday, because we've got the draw today if they go and get beat at Salford. So that's how important it was today, and that's why I'm saying, you know, it was a good result for our football club.
Yeah, you're talking about Sam Wiggleton. You play to your strengths, don't you? And as you say, that is a massive weapon.
Yeah, it is, and you know, it's incredible at times with how far he does throw it. and even if you don't win the first header, you know, the ball's bouncing around the 18-yard box, and so we will get a few goals from that. But I don't just want, you know, for Muggy himself. You know, we talk about can we start him? Maybe we just have to see on Monday whether we decide to go like that from the start and start him, because I thought, other than his throws, I thought he'd done well for us out there.
And apart from one attack I can think of after the equaliser, it looked like your side were the most likely to get a winner.
Yeah. You know, I think obviously the big man going off for them changed it a little bit, because it pushed them back and they kept one up. But that's what the game is, you know. And just because it's gone down to 10 men, we know on many occasions it's not always easy to play against 10 men. Sometimes it becomes harder. And then when they go down to 10 men, we just sort of changed, putting Morgs in behind the front two and going a little bit more of a diamond, and then we decide, do we change it again and go with a little bit of width? No, but we decided to stick with it, and I think it worked well for us. And we did have 2 or 3 chances, you know, one foul to Parky that the keeper's made a save, and so probably a little bit unfortunate in the end not to win it. But you know, in the end, I think, was it a fair result? Possibly. But also one that you know, we've got a point from, and that's important.
Yeah, we believe that both sides would probably be happy with the point at the end of the game, the way it went. I've got to ask you about the red card as well. I know it went for your side. Did you think it was a red card at the time?
Again, I don't know. I really don't. That's not me just sitting on the fence. You know, strikers go up with centre halves, and the referee has to decide, has he gone intentionally to elbow the centre half. I think it's tough sometimes, because how do you know, get your height and your leap as a striker without using your arms? You have to. So I, without really seeing it, I possibly think he was a bit unfortunate, because I think he's an honest lad. I don't think he's one that's known for doing things like that. So, you know, they'll feel a bit aggrieved that he's got sent off. And like I say, there's no doubt it helped us. Of course it did. But when you do play against 10 men, you have to do it right.
Yeah, we're just wondering if referees at this level seem to be a little bit more free to show their cards, really. 'Cause I don't think anyone would have complained on either side if you wanted to show him a card, if it only showed him a yellow. Wouldn't you try and keep 11 against 11 on the pitch at all times if you can?
No, I'm delighted he sent it off.
Well, do you think that changed the game? Do you think?
Yes, of course.
Could you see your side getting?
Of course, it changed the game, because they had 2 up there, and you know, they were putting balls in there quite early, and the big man was causing a few problems. So when he went off, that wasn't happening. They had 1 up there, and Pars and Hamza were picking up more balls because there was only 1 up there. So, you know, it goes for you sometimes, it goes against you sometimes, and as we all say, the old cliche, it evens out over a season. So, you know, it's gone for us today. He's decided to send the lad off, and you know, we get on with 11 against 10.
So obviously Moke is going to be missing on Monday. Everyone else come through okay?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think everybody else has come through. It's important, you know, with the game on Monday, that we look after ourselves. The lads have just had a little stretch now. They'll go and have a little swim tomorrow and get the legs right for Monday. But you know, it's relentless, this league, isn't it? You know, and you have to be strong, and you have to look after yourselves. That's what I'm saying to you today. You know, today's result for me is about Monday, and you know, at home, where you know, we've got to be strong. We've got to go and play well against FC United and get 3 points, and go against what is a good side in Southport. You've seen today. You know, they set up and they're strong, and make it difficult for size with 5 at the back, 3 in the middle. Try and win a lot of second balls. And we've had to cope. We've had to cope with that today. But I thought first half we did. We were brave today. We were brave. We played 3 up against their 3 centre halves. And what tended to happen at the start of the second half was, which is what I didn't want, is that their wing backs push our 2 wide strikers further back, and we leave 1 against 3 up top. So that sort of happened a little bit second half, and that's why they sort of got more of the ball. So, you know, little things. But I've got to make decisions now for Monday. Mokes is missing. We changed it slightly. I went with the 2 big men down the middle for the last 20 minutes. I've got to make decisions now. Do I stick with that? Do I start with Muggy? You know, but that's what I get paid for. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, I'll get it right on Monday.
And it makes it difficult for opposition managers as well to try and work out what you're going to do, because you've got quite a few options.
Yeah, I think it's nice that we can change it without really disrupting and players not know what they're doing. I think it is nice that we can do that, and there's no doubt we can, you know. And so we'll be ready. We'll be ready for Monday. This is gone now, you know, and I've just said to the players, you know, let's take the first game out because we didn't get any points. We've taken 11 points from 15 in the last 5 games. So if we continue to do that, then you know we're going to get out of this league if we get 11 points from a possible 15 on the run in from now. So I'm a happy manager that my players have responded really well.
And there'll be every manager in this division, I'm sure, would have taken 4 points out of a possible 6 over this period if you can get that win on Monday.
Yeah, and my old saying, you know, that's 2 games, 4 points, 2 points a game. Don't get me wrong, I'd like 6. I'd like to be ahead of the 2 points a game. And you know, I'm confident at some stage we will. I really am. I think the players, you know, are now sort of getting to know what this league is, capabilities. I think when we come to a team like Southport, who are going to be up there, they're going to be in that top 7. They're going to be one of the sides that we don't get beat. That's the most important thing. And then we play, you know, teams that probably we feel are not going to be in that top 7. We have to be switched on professionally enough to go and be ruthless and beat those sides, you know. So really pleased. I think we've played 2 tough sides in Darlington and Southport, and we've drawn both of those games. So on we go again, and we'll get ready for Monday.
Big thank you to the York City manager Gary Mills for coming up and talking to us.